Hey, what's going on? Zero Day J here. Thursday, May 2nd, market closed 21 minutes ago. I literally just finished making a video about how I did today in my Apex account, and there was no fucking sound. There was no, like, it didn't pick up the sound. So I'm doing it all over again. Anyway, so here's how we did. I'm going to try to go faster this time. Um, Apple had earnings today. There was a crazy pop at the end of the day. But I was done trading by then. Here's my account number 57, lucky number 57. This is the account that I survived 10 days of trading as a funded account and had it over the payment with the withdrawal payout threshold. I qualified for the withdrawal. I was able to request a payout. Now I'm just waiting for it to be approved. And I didn't trade it today on purpose because I didn't want to find myself going down more than $154 and taking myself out of qualification. So I'm holding out as long as I can. I'll put the calendar up after I go through the rest of my accounts to show you why I'm waiting. But I have time, until the next withdrawal period. Really, I have to start trading Monday. So hopefully they approve it by Monday. If not, I will trade micro. I'll trade a micro at a time starting Monday. But let's see if there were. Let me show you the cues to show you some opportunities that there were. I basically traded this top orb rejection, and it was also a pivot point on the hourly. There was also another opportunity. I'm looking at the cues right now. The NQs, pretty much the same thing. Like we had a rejection off the bottom orb. Why am I saying bottom orb? Rejecting off this pivot point. And then the NQ is the same thing. Obviously we had this huge fucking pump here because Apple had good earnings. That was after the market, that was after the closing bell after 4:00. It actually at 4:30 is when they reported their earnings. That's when it happened. I was on for that. I actually took a trade with Take Profit Trader and it worked out really good for me with my test account, but we're focused on Apex right now. Let me change this time frame from the hourly to like 15 minutes or so. And yeah, it was basically the same thing. We had the 300 here was showing acting as support and resistance, which was was around the orb, but this is right here. We almost hit not the orb. I keep saying orb, the pivot point. We almost hit the pivot point on NQ also, which is a little higher than the pivot point on the Qs. And this is where I was making all my trades because I kind of missed all of this. I was doing stuff. So I'll show you the other accounts. So here is number 63. This is day 2. I traded in this one. 57 was the only one I didn't trade in because of what I just explained with the payout situation, waiting to be approved. I got this up $350. I think it was 1 or 2 trades, which is great. So I'm up overall $917 through 2 days. 64, I made 1 trade. I played a bounce off the 34 on the 1 minute right here. I went down a little bit, whatever, but I played the bounce. I trusted in the 34 because it's money for bounces and rejections a lot. A lot. I don't know what the percentage is. It obviously at some point it does break through. But here, I would have had a stop in place, whatever. But I got all of the move. I didn't get all of the move, but I put my take profit right around where the orb was. Not the orb, the pivot point on the Qs. And I got taken out for a $430 gain, 1 trade. It literally took, I got in at 12:02 and I got out at 12:05, less than 3 minutes. Love when that happens, 3 or 4 minutes. And then 65, I did pretty much the same thing. It just took a little longer. 1 trade though, I got up pretty good right here, but I had my order at 617, 680, 50, and I was so dead set on getting that number, getting taken out there, that I held my position. I actually had a stop loss here. Like once we went up, I put a stop here to lock in gains, and then I got rid of it because it happens all the time. I'm like, oh man, it's going to hit my stop and it's going to bounce 20 points and it's going to go through my take profit order because it always happens, right? That was my mentality. So what do? I remove the stop loss, which would have locked in gains. And what do? We keep going down because that's how it goes. I get rid of the stop loss and then it goes through. Always happens. So I found myself down quite a bit, but I held the trade a little longer. I had a stop in place. I don't remember. This was during the live stream. I traded 64 and 65 during the live stream. You could catch the replay. I'm sure it's available. And then we came back up. This time I went up. I went up even more. I was only within a couple of points of getting taken out, like 2.5 points of getting taken out. But this time, I was smart enough to lock in the gains. I was like, you know what? I'm going to lock it in here. If it hits it, then it hits it. And sure enough, it did, of course. But that was it. I mean, that was the top before we rejected again and went down a bunch. So it was smart of me to fucking lock it in that time. So I got 310 from that trade. After fees, it turned into 306.90 or whatever. So those are my Apex accounts. As you can see here, I'm still waiting. I don't know if I showed you this. I forgot if it was the last video or this one. I'm still waiting. I mean, I just requested it last night, so obviously it's not, they haven't approved it yet. And the way I know they haven't approved it yet, the easiest way for me to know they haven't approved it yet is because my trailing max drawdown on that account is still where it was yesterday. When they approve it, it's going to go from 2,655 to just 655. So if I go to the calendar, let me open up the calendar real quick. And I swear there better be audio on this video. I don't want to have to do this a third time. But anyway, so here we are. The next withdrawal period is the 15th to the 20th. So I'm hoping they're approving by Friday or Monday morning or something. I don't know. It usually takes a few days from what I understand. But if I'm not approved yet, I will have to start trading on the 6th no matter what, because you got you got to trade 10 consecutive days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the 20th, I can request a payout on that account if I grow it high enough, if I get it high enough to be in range for another withdrawal. But I'm going to trade 1 micro at a time in the beginning, regardless, because I don't want to fucking do something stupid and find myself going under the 2,600, which is what you need to get the payout if I haven't been approved yet. So I'll trade 1 micro at a time. I might even just flip just to get the trade day in. So anyway, that's about it. If you want to save on your next Apex eval, if you have an Apex account, they're still running their 80% promotion, 80% off any size eval. You can use my coupon code, get you the best deal available. It's 80% off any size eval and 1 day to pass. And you don't have to get a new account to use my coupon code. You could have an account right now, and just if you want to support the channel, that'd be awesome. You could use the coupon code on your next eval or your next 50 evals, whatever you want to do. I'm cool with it. But if you don't want to use it, no big deal. We're cool no matter what. I really appreciate you for watching this video, especially if you sat through it this long. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. I post update videos like this every single day. I also stream live every day, usually around like 2:30 to 1:30 to 2:30 Eastern time through to close. And I do that every day. And sometimes I stream at night too. More often than not, like during the overnight, if I'm trading, I'll pop on the stream when everybody's sleeping in the house. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon and enjoy the rest of your day. All right. See ya.